And we have Elizabeth Musa, who's on standby, ready to give us the latest. This my Anambra style is coming back in trends. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Morning, Oluchi, and hi, Joe.
Hi, what's good? What's new? What's the latest?
Okay. The social media space is still reeling with loads and loads of reactions about the incident that occurred at this year's Oscars. I'm referring to Will Smith slapping Chris Rock on stage in defense of his wife after the comedian made some snide remarks about her hair. Apparently, this is something Jada Smith is quite insecure about, as she struggles with a condition called alopecia, and this condition leads to hair loss. Meanwhile, some African celebrities have chimed into this, and we'll be taking a look at some of them this beautiful morning. We had our former Big Brother housemate, Nwachukwu, who had something to say about this incident and about how, Chris Rock and how Will Smith handled it. Let's take a look at Seun Kuti as well. Seun Kuti said that, Chris Rock is 10 times the boy he ever was. But as a man, if you slap me, the event is over. We're tearing it up. So we're now getting slapped in public now by the leading blacks. And obviously, he seemed very displeased about this entire incident. And then he went on to say that, by your reasoning, the government should arrest and beat me up for my performances on stage, because obviously it means that some of his performances might be a bit, offensive to some people, And we'll take a look at Nwachukwu's post again. Nwachukwu says, to those supporting what Will Smith did, it's almost like you want men to lose themselves, their minds and dignity before you're convinced that they love you. It is common sense and knowledge that you do not respond to verbal attacks with physical violence. And he went on to say that your love for someone can be the end of you. If loving someone always puts you in bad light, whatever it is, it says humiliation, shame, ridicule, taunting, and triggering violence, then I put it to you, it would eventually end you. African celebrities definitely had a lot to say about, this entire incident. Meanwhile, Will Smith has made a public apology to Chris Rock. And, producers of the show and viewers around the world via his Instagram page. That's the apology you have right there on your screen. He went on to say that, violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. And he says that, he deeply regrets this behavior, which has stained what has been otherwise a gorgeous journey for all of us. And he says there is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. So that's what is going on at the moment on social media. Will Smith is on top trends on social media space. That slap, I don't want to talk about it. We've talked about it enough. So Oluchi, Joe, what do you have to say about these reactions from some of our celebrities? You saw the reaction of Kuti Nwachukwu, you saw the reaction of Seun Kuti. We've had more and more of them chiming to this, and especially you, Joe. I realized that most of the men have a particular side they're tilting to. Most of them are of the opinion that you don't come out and slap someone, or maybe we have double standards regarding this thing, like, oh, you come out to slap him, even when it was quite a sensitive issue you're talking about. They're even doubling down the effect of this baldness, saying that every other day men are called bald, so why would you say this is just a condition? It's not like a sickness. I've seen so many things on social media. Joe, what do you have to say about this?
Everyone has their opinion, like I would say, and like I mentioned yesterday when we had it on entertainment. Yeah, and I'm just going to stick to what I said yesterday, that nobody should be able to control how you behave or act, but you should know that you are responsible for your actions. I knew it would come to this where an apology will be tendered by Will, and then his camp, and everybody would say, oh, we're sorry. Why don't you just control it so you do not tender this type of apology? Yeah, so you don't tender this type of an apology and say, we're sorry. Or I would have preferred he stood on his seat and warned him rather than walk up to him. Stand on your seat and warn and say, hey, don't say that anymore. Listen. I mean, that would have been nicer.
But Joe, you don't understand that nobody's perfect. I mean, we're all humans. I mean, we don't know the exact state of mind he was in as at the time. He may have gotten a lot of side marks or side remarks concerning the state of his wife at that time, and this might just have been the last straw. But I'm not even for violence in any situation. Let's also not forget that people have started digging out a lot of acts that Will Smith himself did way back, where he was jabbing and going at people.
I mean,
going at people that had similar situation as well. And people are like, but you gave this out, you gave this dish way back in the past, and nobody came and gave you a slap. Why are you doing this?
I know it's also interesting to note that, the moment where he sat back, he laughed. He had already laughed. You already laughed about it, and then you stood up and went to slap. It's like he had a rethink, and it's like, you know what? I have to impress my wife, that type of thing.
Not necessarily
different angles to this entire thing, and
you see, I don't mean to sound biased here, but women are always at the center of all the problems somehow, somewhat. It's just my statement. I mean, yeah, you're always at the center of what's good. I mean, behind every strong band there, how do they put it? There's always what?
Finish it.
Go ahead,
you
ladies.
Started
It's always a powerful, but I mean, Samson and Delilah.
What?
Stories are great. I mean,
what is that analogy?
No statements, Lizzie. I'm just reminiscing. I'm just thinking about everything. But to be honest, enough jokes here. If you are a joker, you should be ready to take jokes.
And some people have come out to say that award should be taken back. I mean, because that act was done before
I don't think that
he
has
got to that award.
That.
No, that's just the thought of some people.
Obviously.
Impossible.
This is actually a very interesting topic, and I think it will be on for quite some time through this week. We'll keep seeing different angles to it, and this is just good to know that at the end of the day, this is not a stunt. Some people still think it's a stunt, but at this point, with this apology, I don't think it's a stunt anymore. Meanwhile, in South Africa, popular traditional healer Gugu Ndabezitha has revealed some sad news which made her top the trends list. The healer, who is popularly known as Sis Gugu, shared that her calling as a traditional leader has caused her to lose her job and a triple-story house and a Range Rover. Here's a look at what she had to say about this. Now, she went on to say that, don't tell me anything about this. Year 5 of accepting a calling diary. I'm currently going through losing my house, losing my car, losing my career. I don't understand. All in the name of the journey I did not ask for. The dagger in the heart, I still have to show up to help people, but God restores. So it's very interesting to see this tweet, from Sis Gugu. I mean, you lose your house, you lose your car, you lose your everything just for accepting a calling. And that's what is trending at the moment, Lots of people have been reacting to it. I'm still yet to quite understand what she means. It doesn't mean that she accepted this calling to be a traditional healer and then she, lost all these things. But people are reacting to this. People are commenting on this situation for Sis Gugu, and we'll take some of those reactions right now. Viper says, I have massive respect for you. This must have been so hard, but you are true to yourself and God restores. You went through something. I went through something similar years ago. It's not easy, but you will bounce back. There's a lesson to be learned from this. You will know, but all the best going forward. And we had more reactions on this one. That one is from Shepo. Shepo says, wishing you strength and a clear mind. You haven't lost and you will never lose the only resources that got this far. Your kind heart and your mind. Chin up and get ready for swinging again. And more reactions on this particular. This one is from IMD. IMD says, they see something to laugh about. I see so many lessons for all of us. May God give you strength and multiply whatever you touch. Thank you for sharing this with us. So many people are, of course, empathizing with her at this moment, because if you decided to answer your calling to be a traditional healer, you went on to lose all these things, and you might want to, go back on it, but she has decided to stay true to herself. So that's what is going on in South Africa at the moment, and that's what is trending.
Clearly, she's not making enough to keep up with the lifestyle that she had before switching to the career. Period. So, I mean, it's not rocket science. It's not a God matter. Oh. As in, let's just get that straight up. It's clearly not making enough money to keep up with the lifestyle. So either she goes back to the drawing board, tries to create a plan, or she sits there and wallow. Two ways about it: forward or backward.
Oluchi, sometimes.
Oluchi with the hot takes.
Sometimes in Africa, I think it's African. It's African to always look for an alternative source or look for a way to blame your mishap or situation on. Just find something to blame it on. And the truth is, I mean, if you're a traditional healer, you call yourself a traditional healer, and the spiritistic medium or the gods told you, oh, you know what, you're going to be a healer, and then because of that, you lost this, that. It's not adding up for me. Not adding up.
I think she needs to focus on the goal. What's her goal? Is her goal to keep up with the lifestyle? Or goal is to enrich lives or to touch life or to look? If God is your goal, so keep looking at the goal.
Exactly. My point exactly. But, That's what is trending anyways.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth Musa, for bringing us a trend wave. We'll look up to you again with the goal on Thursday. Okay.